He invented Sherlock Holmes, the coldest, most logical detective in fiction. But Arthur Conan Doyle spent his final years hunting ghosts, chasing fairies, and defending haunted houses in court. Arthur Conan Doyle was born in Edinburgh in 1859. His father was a violent alcoholic who ended up in a mental asylum. His mother, a dreamer who filled his head with Celtic legends and ghost tales. At school, Arthur was beaten, humiliated, and spiritually crushed by Jesuit priests. Years later, he'd say he learned the appearance of truth, not the truth itself. At medical school in Edinburgh, he met Dr. Joseph Bell, a physician so sharp he could diagnose you just by how you walked. Doyle said Bell's deductive genius became the model for Sherlock Holmes. But here's the twist. Doyle believed in logic, but he lived for wonder. He claimed to have had a vision of his wife's future death. He believed in prophetic dreams. He had seen ghosts and wanted the world to see them too. In 1887, Doyle published A Study in Scarlet. Sherlock Holmes was an instant icon, but Doyle saw him as a burden. In 1893, tired of public obsession, he killed Holmes off in The Final Problem. Readers protested. People wore black armbands. Even Queen Victoria was reportedly upset. Doyle eventually brought Holmes back, but by then, Doyle had found a new obsession: the spirit world. World War I destroyed him. His son Kingsley died from wounds. His brother, 2 nephews, and friends were also lost. Desperate for meaning, Doyle turned fully to spiritualism, the belief that we can contact the dead. And he didn't just believe, he lectured, investigated, published. Doyle became a global defender of mediums, seances, and life after death. He truly believed ghosts were real and had proof. In 1919, he investigated a haunted house in Devon where a woman reported cold spots, knocks on walls, and ghostly footsteps. Doyle declared the place genuinely spirit-infested. He defended famous mediums like Eusapia Palladino and Mina Marjorie Crandon, who was said to produce glowing ectoplasm from her mouth. Skeptics called it a hoax. Doyle said skeptics feared the truth. He even debated magician Harry Houdini, once his friend. Houdini demanded physical proof. Doyle insisted, the soul survives death. Then came the fairies. In 1917, 2 young girls in Yorkshire, Elsie Wright and Frances Griffiths, took what appeared to be photos of themselves playing with fairies. The images looked real, but the fairies were actually paper cutouts, carefully staged using hatpins and forced perspective. Arthur Conan Doyle saw the photos and believed them to be genuine evidence of nature spirits. He even published them in the Strand magazine as proof that another world existed just beyond our own. Decades later, the girls admitted the fairies were faked, cut from a children's book. But even then, Doyle never retracted his belief. He said, "If you ridicule everything you cannot explain, you miss the real mysteries." Doyle could out-reason anyone, but in his heart, he didn't want just logic. He wanted magic, connection, meaning. He died in 1930, holding his wife's hand, saying, "You are wonderful." Sherlock Holmes lived on, but Doyle's other legacy? A belief that death is just another room, and that one day we'd open the door.